Hi, my name is William Michael Forbes, and I want to welcome you. Um, Today, I'm going to bring through a message from my higher self that I found was quite profound and simple and straightforward about what this time is for humanity, what this time is for each of us individually. And it was pretty amazing when it came to me. My higher self, like your higher self, is always available to communicate. It aspires to communicate to us at all times. And learning how to change what you feel, knowing that you can change how you feel, is essential for being able to actually connect to guides, to angels, to your higher self, to even God. God is everywhere present, all knowing and all powerful. He's not going to have a difficult time responding to you. The question is, have you developed your awareness enough that you can actually hear him? Uh, and my higher self brought through some information about simple things that we can all learn to do to actually make ourselves more open to hearing the very answers to the questions that maybe uh, we are struggling with at this time. So I'm just going to start bringing this through because my higher self is always with me. It's never separate from me, nor is yours ever separate from you. It's our ability and capacity to actually quiet our mind down enough to hear. Because outside of your own thoughts, there is this whole other realm of consciousness, of experience that can be available to you simply by learning to make your mind quiet. When my higher self came to me during the meditation, it said very quietly and gently, still your mind. And I asked it, well, if I'm going to tell people to still their mind, how can I tell them to do that? And it gave me the same answer it's given me many times before that's worked really well for me, and I'm going to share this with you right now. It said to me, people don't realize how simple their mind really is. It's not as complex as it's been made out to be. In fact, it is a child part of us waiting to be told what to do. But most of the time it's allowed to run on automatic as if it's got some sort of life of its own. And my higher self said, listen, all you need to do is something very simple. Put your finger to your lips like this when your mind is really noisy, and just simply make this sound to your mind. All those thoughts going on inside. It said, just do this. And what's really fascinating, the first time my higher self told me to do that, my mind went quiet. Probably for the first time in my then young adult life. And any time since then, if I do that, my mind goes quiet. And my higher self says, you have to share this with people. Get it out to everybody, because there are so many people who don't realize their minds are very simple mechanisms awaiting to be directed. And most people are allowing it to run on autopilot like a wild horse. And you just have to tell the horse. Very fascinating. And my higher self said, listen, learning to relax and be calm and quiet is not as difficult as it is. You just have to sit down and let your body rest and be quiet. This is something that a lot of you think is difficult, but it's not really difficult. Your thoughts, when they're allowed to run on, stimulate your body into action, because your body believes any thought that's in the head is just an automatic mechanism. It's an animal. Your body is an animal that you inhabit, that I inhabit, that we all inhabit while we're in this physical dimension. And when you recognize that it's just a mechanism you inhabit, then you can learn to direct it. It will surrender to you when it has earned the trust from you that it needs. By that I mean that, have you treated your body with compassion and kindness? Do you put good food into it? Do you give it exercise? Do you treat it properly? Do you exercise it? Do you give it the right amount of water? Do you give it the right amount of nutrition? It has certain needs that when they're met, the body will trust itself to you completely. When those needs are not met, it will not trust you. For example, if you have some addictions that you're dealing with, well, your body's been taught and trained to have that addiction, and it won't change until you change it. It will think that's what you want it to be. In order for you to feel good, it will do whatever you've trained it to do to feel good. And if you train your body that it will feel good when you drink or do drugs, it will go and drink and do drugs. It will even feel compelled to do it. But it's not that it's compelled to do it against you. It's compelled to do that for you because you trained it that way. And my higher self often says, people don't realize they have to take the body and sit it down. Keep it in a chair. Keep it quiet. Keep it relaxed. Do not let it go where you don't want it to go. If it wants to go and drink because you've taught it to drink, say no. Literally stop it. You can do that. I've done that. I had a serious drinking problem in this body. I trained my body to drink huge amounts of alcohol for a number of years. And that was the way I trained it to feel good. And I gave that up. I had to literally just simply say to my body, we're not going to do that. Did I go through withdrawals? Did I go through discomfort? Did I go through certain things? Yes. But they were all related to the body being conditioned to try and do that. And I had to train it that it didn't need to do that. I taught it to drink. I now had to teach it. I then had to teach it how not to drink. And all of us are faced with these choices of proper food, proper nutrition, getting rid of the junk food, getting rid of sugars, getting rid of caffeine, getting rid of the drugs. Our bodies have been conditioned by us to function in certain ways because that's what we've taught them to do. And my higher self says, you don't need to do that anymore. And it's saying this to you right now. You don't need to do this anymore. You can retrain your body. The chemical changes that happen in your body when you give it a new behavior take time to connect, to kick in. The new pattern for your body to learn, it takes time. Much the same way as a child takes time to learn how to tie shoes. Or if you were to take time to learning a new skill. You have to be patient with your body. You have to be patient with your mind because you've got to train it too. The body will operate according to what's in the mind, and the mind operates according to what you tell it, what you accept, what you believe, what you've been taught. And those are also things that are in your power to change. But the first step is to get your body to train it to be still. And then train your mind to be still. The body has no choice. When you put it in a chair, it will relax. If you tell it to relax. If you tell it to look this way and look that way, if you listen to it and it's hearing the sirens and it's hearing the wind outside, and you let your body get distracted, then you're letting your body get distracted. But you have the capacity to say, oh, that's just the wind. We're going to stay here and relax a little while. Oh, those are just sirens going down the street. They don't matter. They have nothing to do with this moment. I'm going to relax you even further. And eventually your body will start to listen to you. It starts to believe and trust you. Oh, I don't have to worry about those sirens. I don't have to worry about that wind. The body begins to surrender again to who you are. And as your body's learning to surrender, so too does your mind. The thoughts that might come in your mind, oh, maybe there's a fire out in the building, or somebody's being hurt, or there could be a bad storm. Your mind will give you all kinds of reasons why you shouldn't sit quietly, because that's what it's been conditioned to do. So from my higher self to your higher self, learn to make your body still. Learn to make your mind still, so that you can find a place of peace within your physical being. You've got to train that. You've got to build that place into your mind and into your body. There are very specific steps that you need to take that are universal to everybody in order for your system to accept new commands. It has to be taught new behaviors. I taught my body to drink alcohol. I taught my body to do drugs. I untaught it to do alcohol. I untaught it to do drugs. But you have to take that action. You have to think the thoughts that support the new behavior you want to experience. And when you start cleaning your body up and getting your mind still and quiet, then you can start to hear, they say to me right now, then you can start to hear us speaking with you. For we cannot communicate to you through the noise and the chatter of your fear and your uncertainty, or your anger, or your guilt, or your shame, or your pain. We cannot hear you through that. So you must release those things, if only for a short while, so that you can begin to hear us coming through. But we are always here with you, waiting for you to hear us, but you cannot hear us through the filters that you have in your mind. Release those filters from your mind, and we will always respond to you through the silence. You'll hear us. You'll feel us. You will know it is us, because you'll get the goosebumps. You'll get the excitement. You'll feel the thrill of your own being responding to our frequencies entering your system. And that part of us that is harmoniously joined will be rejoined. the moment you feel these frequencies. We never consider it a waste of time to wait for you to hear us. We are always present with you. Always. Not only through this one or that one, but through all. We wait for all to hear us. We wait for all to ask us. We offer ourselves freely to anyone willing to listen outside of what they think they're supposed to hear. And most of what you think you're supposed to hear is merely thoughts in your mind that you've carried forth from many lifetimes, and even from this one. When you can release them and move into the quiet stillness, you will hear us and feel us. You may call our names. You may call upon Jesus. You may call upon Buddha. You may call upon your guides, your angels, the other interdimensional beings who come from many star systems throughout the cosmos as you understand them to be, throughout dimensions that are beyond what you call the sensorial dimension that you live in of the physical realm. We are always available to everyone. Know this. Feel this. There is a ringing bell inside you that feels the words of truth as they strike your heart, your mind, and your soul. Learn to still your body. You are the master. The body is your servant. Your mind, too, is an instrument, a tool that is meant to serve you, and will serve you when you tell it to. But you have to say no to that thought, no to that action, no to that behavior. You must retrain the mechanism that has been trained by your environment, that has been trained by the parents, the teachers, the books that you have read. You must retrain this mechanism to serve you in the way that it will best serve you. And that is usually through the silence. And in the silence you hear your own soul. You will hear us. You will align to us. And then the meaning and purpose of your life will come from who you are and not from who your world has taught you to think you are supposed to be. And the new name that awaits you is not the name that your biological mechanism was given, but is a name called love and joy and peace. It's a vibrational frequency is your new name. Remember this, and as you allow yourself to feel those frequencies, you will engage more of our energies. You will engage more of your own spirit. You will tap into the unlimited potential that is you. And you'll be able to transfer that potential into the expressions you intended to in this world. You have a unique purpose that only you can facilitate through your connection to your source, through your connection to higher beings that have information that you do not currently possess because you keep looking for the truth and the information in a confined system that this world is programmed into your mechanism. And when you step out of that system, you step into a new world, a new vibration, a new name of self, being that which you are, love, light, peace, and joy. We came here to share this information with you today in hopes that we can inspire and instill in you the desire to fully actualize the unlimited potential that is you, that is all of us, when we are unencumbered by the limitations imposed upon us through this little self, through this little mind, that can become a great mind and a great self through the illumination of your own being, expressing through the form. We send you all much love and light and encourage you to review this so that you can take those 2 simple steps to still your body and quiet your mind, to constantly and willingly make new choices in thought and in action to retrain your body and mind to serve you rather than feeling like you are the victim of it. It is the victim of your ignorance to take action, your unwillingness to change thought, your unwillingness to learn to train it to function the way you need it to be. And in the last analysis, love is what you really are, and you'll know this when you release yourself from everything that you think is who you are, and be that which you truly are, love and light. I give thanks for this moment to my divine self, my higher self, and the ascended beings that speak through me at any point in time. They're available to all of us. They're available to all of us at any time. And I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to share the connections that we mutually all share, whether you're aware of it or not. There's information and knowledge available to you that just knock your socks off. and can fast track your life from being what it's been into being something incredible, which is what it is intended to be in the first place. I don't believe that there is one soul on this planet that came here to be mediocre. I think that if you're listening to this, you came here because you know there's something more to who you are than what you've been thinking. There's something more to who you are than what you've been told. And you can manifest and actualize that. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share this, and get the word out, because humans weren't put here to suffer. We came into these bodies to express a light that is unique to each and every one of us, but universal in terms of its benefits to all of us. And I hope you engage in this and have a wonderful day, and much love to all of you.